Welcome, everyone, to Mental Health. And today we are going to try and stay focused. I highly doubt it. With me, as always, I'm Dino the Genic Marvel. I have Mr. Cole Clayton up top. And a special guest today is Mr. Marco Torres. What's up, guys?
What up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, cool. I was getting some last minute little doodads.
I like surges right out of the gate. Let's get mental. I mean, I'm down. Let's be honest. It's
He just wants to get men. That's all.
Listen, it's January 2nd, and it already feels like this year has been too long. I'm just throwing that out there. Hi, Victoria. So, how was your day, gentlemen?
It was a day.
Yeah. I'm with Marco. Matt.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing is I'm not sure how structured your guys' days are, but I like a structured day. And whenever a wrench gets thrown into my day, all of a sudden I'm off kilter all day, and I'm just like frustrated to no end. I don't know. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't usually fucking make plans because of that fact, because once I make a plan and everything's supposed to work out and I took the time to plan it, and then somebody does some fuck shit, and then I love it when, it's just this, or it's just a little bit of that, or we just shut the fuck up. Why don't you try to make plans if you're gonna throw a monkey wrench?
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you there. My big thing is, like, for a while we actually stuck to this. I was like, we can add one new thing a day, no problem. But if we do two things in one day, tomorrow we can't do anything. I need to get back to zero. And for a while it was good. Now it's gone completely to shit. But
let me guess, that worked until you found a woman.
Well, no, it works with Victoria as well. But too many things are happening. It's very frustrating. I don't know. It's good because it's important to be out there and experiencing life and doing all those things. It's not good in that you're like, yeah, I just want to stick to my routine because my routine is working well for me. Hi, Aaron. Welcome. And welcome everyone who's watching. Just remember, please, to come check us out at Dino the Genic Marvel, Sniffing Glue Train 2. Marco Torres is part of Upside Down Studios, and he does a whole bunch of stuff there. So if you want to get radicalized in any way, shape, or form, all three of us are a good option. Just what's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris. No, to really answer your question and throw a wrench in your entire euphemism.
I love it.
Who the fuck likes wrenches thrown in their shit? You know what I mean? Like, if somebody throws some wrench in my shit, I'm taking that wrench and hitting them with it. Like, what the fuck, And I know, like, I'm being corny or whatever, but, like, who actually likes it when shit goes awry,
Okay,
I'll tell you it.
I want to compound on top of that.
All right.
One, who throws their fucking wrench and shit? Who picks the fucking wrench back up out of the shit just to fucking throw it at somebody? That's just compound. Now you guys are just playing in shit.
Well, I have answers for all of those questions. So number one, who likes to throw wrenches? Wrench manufacturers. Those bastards are a problem. they're like, this place needs a box of wrenches. I'll just dump them in there and run away. That's number one.
If you
number
dodge
two,
a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That is factual. Okay, let's be honest. But the key here is I think all of us, and I speak to all three of us, are definitely the type of people who will see the wrench that was thrown, grab it, and go, who the fuck threw this? And we want to throw it back. And now that we're all adults, we're all like, you don't want to go to jail. Don't go to jail. Don't throw it back. Just put it down and say, you know what? We don't need this wrench. I'm just going to put it aside. But I'm telling you, every day I'm more and more feeling like I want to throw that wrench back. Chris, yeah, we'll call you Chris. That's no problem. I'm not sure why it's such a big deal, but hey, that's fine.
Yeah, I am totally a wrench thrower backer.
Oh, come on. Let's be honest. Is it the tattoos or the shaved head that gave that away, Marco? Let's actually. I feel like if you need to throw stuff at people you didn't like, a poop covered wrench would be a great idea. I mean, that's fair, Victoria. A poop covered wrench. That way you can get them with the wrench and also a little poop in their eye. Give them some pink eye. It's good. It works.
Well, I mean, that's one of the biggest defenses in jail. You really
Yeah.
want to get at somebody, especially when you're in the bathroom. You fucking throw the shit in their face or throw their shit in a wound that gets infected and fucking that causes all kind of serious issues.
Apparently they were making dookie shivs for a while where they would let the dookie dry out and then sharpen it into a point and then they would stab people with it, which are like,
that shit is very dangerous.
it's very dangerous. That's people do.
I'm never going to prison. I don't care anything with that.
What's up, Brian?
What's
No,
up,
like,
Brian?
yeah. See, that's like little information where you hear, you're like, oh, if you're pooping, make sure you take your leg out of the other thing so you're not caught off guard. And I'm like,
There was a comedian who talked about that.
yeah,
What you do is you sit, you lean forward. Now the door's gonna come open. You lean forward so you can get the little grip, and you always make sure one leg is out, and you're
Yeah.
ready to reach. You reach. Well, as
Yeah.
soon as they come in at you, you grab the poo, you throw it right in their face.
which I mean, that sounds like the only move. But like, God, I remember when jail was just you had to go in and punch the biggest guy so everyone knew not to fuck with you, and then you moved on with life. But apparently,
Now the
people are like,
biggest
"Nah."
guy's wearing a dress, and that's a hate crime.
There are hate crimes in jail.
Yeah,
Bro,
unfortunately, now there are hate crimes in jail.
You can't even join like the white supremacy group anymore. Jesus.
no,
Yeah.
bottom
No,
floor
no.
is the cheerleading squad, and they are dangerous. I'll tell you, because they're all over 300 pounds. That's why.
Yeah, before when they were wearing a dress, that was somebody's bitch. Now they're wearing a dress, you might end up their bitch.
Wait, so you're telling me that if Margot was in prison right now, the Aryan Brotherhood would have to invite him into the group for affirmative action? Come on.
Very
We're
possible.
going too far. We're going too far.
I agree.
Dude, I just watched. There was a kid who got arrested when he was 14, and he got 25 years. So when he turned 18, they moved him to the adult jail. Or no,
Yeah.
he was 17. They moved him
Yeah.
to the adult jail. The 2 days before his 18th birthday, the Latin Kings went up to him and said, "Hey, you're gonna join our gang." The kid said, "No, I'm working on getting up out of here. I'm halfway through my sentence already.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna join." So yeah, the next day, that kid was crawling through all the fucking the I don't know what the fuck they call it, the jail or whatever, with a dog leash. Nobody says where the dog leash came from. It was literally a fucking dog leash. These guys were walking him around, taking him to each and every one of the cells while people kicked and beat the shit out of him. Then they were fucking taking turns gangbanging him. They got the shit, like they blurred it out, but they got it on fucking camera. No COs or anybody fucking helped this kid. And then they wondered, like they followed the kid down the road. He finally ended up getting out after I think it was 15 years or some shit like that.
Yeah, which he should still be able to have a life theoretically.
And he got out, and he went back in like 2 months later for murdering somebody.
Bro.
He killed his wife and her 2 kids because he ended up getting married, and she had 2 kids. Now supposedly the story was that she was fucking around on him, and because he was a Latin king, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, that a form of disrespect. You know, I guess he was claiming him because he knew he was going back to jail.
Yeah.
So in the Latin Kings, if you're disrespected, then you're cool like that. You'll get protection, even if it was a female, because that's, you know, if she's cheating on you, that's the ultimate form of disrespect. But
Right.
if you kill kids, then that's a total different story. You're getting butt fucked again.
Yeah, then you get bad papers.
Yeah. And unfortunately, he took a fucking axe to these 2 little kids' dome because they seen him kill their mom.
Oh. See, this is okay.
This show is supposed to be lighthearted. What the hell?
Well, he's a man of focus. That's fair. I mean, I get it. I think it's the wrong focus. I like what Ryan said here. If I go to prison, I want to go to the Martha Stewart one where I can play tennis and golf and get conjugal visits. I mean, yeah, we all want that one. That's
Dude,
but
there
I don't
was-
think you get like a one of those
the check mark
SAT cards where you're like, these are my preferences. I'll give you my top 3 ranks, and
Well, you have to
whichever
be
one is
rich,
available.
and you have to be convicted of a non-violent crime. So, like, you have to have a lot going for you.
There's a prison in the UK. It's all female. It's an all female prison, and them chicks are thugs up in that mug.
Yeah,
But apparently, they just recently, and it's been going on for at least a decade. There was a secret condominium in the fucking jail. These girls either fucked, sucked, or dealt dope all their way to this certain section that supposedly nobody knew about, but it was all they were living it up. It was better than when they were out of jail. I mean, they had fucking like free reign of the place. It was a big ass condominium, pretty much.
yeah. We all saw whatchamacallit, Goodfellas.
Oh
Heck yeah. If you're rightly connected, you get a nice little place, you hang out with your friends, you can cook, you can do your things, no big deal.
No, this
get
was
deliveries.
had nothing on this shit. Like they were literally living in like a luxury hotel.
I see.
And then you see the other women, like it was so different. Like, cause like just a cell block down the road, these bitches are getting tortured and raped and all that shit.
Bro, this is what I don't understand is like clearly the system is flawed, right? The system does not work. Your people they took away. I remember, I think it was a place in the Midwest where they ran out of room, so the yard was now just bunk beds covered like in tents, and they're like, yeah, just deal with it. And you're like, it's winter, I can't just deal with it. They're like,
what are they doing to our homeless vets? They ain't even giving them a tent.
No. So interestingly enough, I just saw TikTok where the Amish communities have gotten together where there was hurricane damage and went and started building houses. They've built in 48 hours. They built, I think it was 12 homes.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's fine. So you're like,
people are American Mexicans, dude.
Bro, listen, they walked in there. And the government's like, no, we don't have the money. And they're like, okay. So these guys in 48 hours have spent $300,000, and they've made, I think it was let me see what the math was, because they said it was 28 grand per. I think it was 12. Let me just double check, because
the bad
my brain's not mathing.
Even though they weren't looking for it, even though nobody has asked, nobody, not one scrap of our government is going to even try to reimburse these people. Not even one scrap of our government is going to even try to maybe even give them food or give them shelter while they're building these fucking houses.
No. And that's the thing, is everyone's so hung up on bureaucracy and garbage that like the system is actually built to make you be distracted constantly, right?
Like you said last night about the hospital, it was just filled with administrative people.
Yeah.
No nurses, no patients, just administration.
Yeah, and they're already at max capacity with regards to budgetary and everything. You're like, no, you're not doing anything. That doesn't make any sense, right?
Not at all.
That's why I like, on some level, I feel like redundancy, Department of Redundancy makes sense, because that's exactly what we're suffering from, right? Like you have people who are just going crazy with regards to gumming up the works, and they're like, oh well, we're just safeguarding everything. From who?
Right.
Right. Like I remember my dad telling me a story when this was in the 70s. It was him, my mom, and my 3 oldest siblings. He got had just gotten his taxi license but didn't have a job, because he worked for Metro Works, which is like the city, what the city used to be called, and they just went on strike. So he's like, I don't have a job, and we have like $40. Or it was like $10. We don't know what to do. So he called welfare. He's like, okay. So they came to the house, which that doesn't happen anymore either.
Yeah.
Came to the house where they're like, okay, let's see the kids. These are the 3 kids. Okay. They have ID and everything. Good. Yeah. Okay. Let me see the fridge. Goes to the fridge. Fridge is empty. Guy goes, okay. Goes, here's $400 and keep us posted on your job search. So 3 days later.
That fucking ever happened.
Hey, three days later, he gets a job. He calls, says, "Listen, I filled up the fridge. I bought some stuff for the kids. There's $200 left. Who do I give it back to?" Right? And they're like, "Oh, just spend it on the kids." So he's like, "No. I'm good." He goes, "I got a job." He goes, "No. Listen, you have it for buffer. That's fine. You called us when you needed us. You didn't abuse the system. It was legitimate. That's fine. No problem." And he's like, "I've never used it again."
This
But
is
you're
how
going
it works over here. This is because I went through when I first got custody of my kids.
Yeah.
I had a job. I mean, it wasn't the best job I ever had, but I was happy. I fucking loved my job when I worked at the junkyard.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the yard all day. I was able, I was in one of the higher positions. You know, it was just out of all the shit that I've done in my life, from military to working for the fucking city and shit, the junkyard was my favorite fucking job.
Right.
You know, it wasn't the greatest money, but I was able to make it by. I was able to provide for the kids.
Yeah.
Now, once I got custody of the kids, their mother was ordered to pay child support.
Right.
Which she wasn't.
Of course.
Still to this fucking day, I mean, fucking, what was it, 16 fucking years, I got maybe $300 goddamn dollars out the cunt.
Yeah.
But because on paper, they said I made $1 over whatever cap it was. They were going to take all my kids' medical. Now, my daughters, who were going to, now are in counseling, we're in counseling over the bullshit that happened over at her mother's.
Of course.
They are on medicine. I got a handicapped child that, he's in a wheelchair, severely handicapped. He's on medicine. I mean, Thorne, he was a teenager, or he was just a preteen at the time. Them fucking clumsy fucks.
Yeah.
The kids got to have medical. I didn't want anything else. I didn't want food stamps. I didn't want any kind of money. None of that. Just medical. Yep. I had to quit my fucking job. I had to quit my job just so my kids would get their medical. But when I went down there to fill out and get it all straightened out, then they want to start handing me checks and food stamps. I don't want that. Yeah. I don't want it. I was taking care of myself. Yeah. I was taking care. All I needed was their fucking medical.
Yeah.
And no, if you mooch the system, they want to hand it to you straight out. But when you're trying to do the right thing, at least it's been from my experience, you get the big fuckola.
Yeah. I see the way I see it is just like any other business is they want to force you to have to use them. And by doing that, they're like, "Oh, you have to be on all of our programs." And you're like, "No, I don't need all that. I'm trying to do this myself. I need a little bit of help." They're like, no. You can't do it yourself. You're incapable. The government will do it for you. And you're like,
there's certain programs that if you buy into their bullshit, then they're able to track everything about you. They're able to be into your bank account. They're able to be into your personal shit. They can now go on social media and all that horse shit. Yeah. It's fucking like it doesn't pay to fucking do the right thing anymore.
No.
That's where our fucking world has gotten to. A perfect example is, all these fucking illegals out here getting top-notch everything. Somebody who we all know, a comedian friend of ours, Blake Townsend, he was going through some bad shit. Like his fucking liver and kidney, I think it was his kidneys or his liver shut down on him and shit. For a quick minute, it was touch and go with Blake. And they wouldn't even speak to that fucking man to give him any kind of health insurance. Wow. He was working while he was fucking jaundiced, trying to fucking pay his fucking medical bills. Dude, I felt so bad for him, man. I mean, but yet, you could just come across the border, speak some kind of weird language, go click into somebody's fucking little fucking phone or get you an app, and boom. Oh, you don't live here? You don't speak English? You're seeking asylum?
That's right.
Well, here's your food stamp card, prepaid. Here's your debit card, prepaid. Here's debit cards for your kids, prepaid. Here's debit card for the guy you're fucking, prepaid. And come back to us in a month so you can get some more. You need a phone too? Here's an iPhone. It's not the newest generation, but it's last year's. I mean,
I'm just telling you, I'm thinking of becoming an illegal in America. I'm gonna go walk down, see what happens.
Dude, all you do is just walk across. Hey,
I am seeking asylum. Help me. That's it. Yeah, that's what I feel like it's
believe
worth
it.
trying.
I believe in Zeus, and they don't believe in that in Canada, and I'm being religiously persecuted.
That's factual.
I know Canada's a pretty fucked up ass country. They be shutting people's bank accounts down. So, like,
Yeah.
that is a pretty fucking crazy country. So I'd seek asylum too.
Yeah, absolutely. They won't even let me have guns, the bastards. Bullshit. They're like, you have to do a course, and I'm like, I can't read. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a 100% like a tyrannical government.
Well, I mean, even back in the beginnings of Canada, you notice the Americans are the only ones who ever get shit for taking land from the fucking Indians.
Oh,
There is a whole country of Canadian land that didn't even give reservations. You know, they didn't even
I don't know.
give
We have
reservations.
reservations now. Yeah.
Now,
The Mohawk reservation that's in Montreal, it crosses the U.S. and Canadian border, is one of the biggest areas for illegal trafficking of stuff. It's hilarious because you're just like, yeah, that's correct. That's what did you expect to happen? Like, yeah, that's fine.
It drives me crazy though about the whole thing because they act like we just like came over here, took their land, and like they didn't have any say in it. But like that's what war is. That's what life is. I had the better thing than you. It's mine now. But also they were like fighting over territory and killing each other and scalping each other and torturing and eating people's hearts in front of their families for thousands of years. It wasn't like if anything, we gave them society and they just they opted out, you know.
They picked the losing team.
Mm-hmm.
You were fine without them blankets for many moons. Why'd you take the fucking blanket from the white man?
Now that's the only thing you can buy from them is blankets.
You want them.
I can cancel on this one. I love it. That's fan. I just got monetized. Thanks, Marco. That's
Hey, look, Puerto Ricans, Tainos, mainland Native Americans. I'm allowed to say that shit. Where's my acres of island at?
You're basically Aztec, right?
You motherfucker.
Sorry,
You're
Mayan.
Norwegian, aren't you, Lars?
Mayan, I'm sorry.
He is. He's definitely Norwegian. Look at that big head. That's fine. Sniper's dream right there.
There's a lot of Lars and Hodors in your fucking family tree.
Why the Hodors?
My family tied a knot to the back of the Mayflower and strapped a piece of tin roof to it and rode the back of the Mayflower on a tin roof over here. Okay, they invented the first trailer park. All right, I don't want to hear that. I'm Norwegian shit. I don't come from any type of
over to the new world
land.
You guys are horrible. That's just an
This
FYI.
is how real men work out mental health.
Yeah, we argue and yell at each other.
Not that pussy. Oh, I need a mental health day, and I need a break, and I need to talk to somebody.
That's the point of this show. You know that, right? Like we're not here to
We're not against mental health. We're pro mental health.
Right.
But
I just got an approach to it.
Catered. No. The fact is that mental health is structured. Currently is structured for women. It's not structured for men. Because for men, they tell men that like, oh, you have to talk about your emotions. No, you don't. That is not factual. Don't do that. Nobody wants to hear your emotions.
No, I lost a good damn woman because I try to be emotional, communicatable. You know,
that shit right there. You said the thing, Marco. We've all done that. I know we've all been there.
I was in one relationship where I got told constantly I never appreciated the girl. Even though I thought I did what I was supposed to do, I never appreciated. So the next fucking relationship I was in, I made sure no matter what would happen, no matter what, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you've done for me and my kids. I appreciate. That bitch looked at me like, you soft pussy bitch. Every fucking time. She even said something to me about it. She was like, I can't stand to hear you when you say you appreciate. You dirty motherfucker.
No, you're right. That's exactly where I went wrong with my baby mama. Is I was always telling her I loved her and thank you and this, that, and the other, and then it would just cause arguments. And I didn't catch it. I didn't catch that it caused arguments until really after the relationship was over. 7 years of a relationship, and I'm over here saying thank you all the time. Now she wants to fight. I didn't never make that connection. You're 100% correct. They don't like
But
that shit.
I don't think I could make that. It's still the logic in there. I can't fucking figure out.
Well, yeah, I didn't make the connection until I started watching the internet and got red pilled. But
But that's about it. Did you ever watch that documentary, The Red Pill?
no, I
Oh, dude,
haven't.
great. You want a men's mental health fucking movie? Watch the documentary, The Red Pill. Changed a lot of my outlook on a lot of situations.
I like this. Hey,
We got homework for the show.
Atlas jumps in. What's up, ding
Dude.
dongs? And immediately he's like, Marco, be nice. Yeah, you
No,
should have been here 10 minutes ago. You would have lost your mind.
The
Atlas.
worst person
Hey,
for this conversation joins in right when it happens.
Wait a minute. I want to say congrats. I haven't talked to Atlas in a minute. He got married, didn't he?
Yeah, like last
2
January.
years ago.
Yeah,
bro.
It's
What
been
are
1
you
year. So
doing? Has it been a year? Oh, okay.
I haven't talked to Atlas since you guys were down here.
By the way,
Congratulations, Atlas.
happy everybody. Hold on, everybody. Happy 1 year anniversary, Atlas.
yeah.
Good to you. I don't know. I know it's not quite been a year, but I know it's coming up in a couple weeks.
Still.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I just never got to talk to him. Fuck.
You haven't seen him because his wife beats him regularly and he tries to hide the bruises. It's fair. It's
No, you
reasonable.
haven't seen him because she beats him so bad you can't recognize him.
Last time I seen him, he was living in his
You-
car.
You saw him. You've seen him many times.
Don't you remember?
You
was
just don't
living in his car,
recognize
doing
him.
shows from his car.
He's
I remember.
his skin is too fair. He bruises like a plum. You know what I mean? Like all it takes is a little bit of that. She'll be like, "What'd you say to me?" And he's just
Lip swells up, all bleeding.
that's an African American fellow right there.
Southern African American.
Right. He didn't comment one time after that.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I gotta go. This is gonna be
It's gonna be bad.
this is gonna be a problem. I don't want to be associated with this shit. That's reasonable. I get it.
Katie's probably watching with him.
She's like, oh, what are your friends doing? And then immediately they're like, your friends think I beat you? And he's like, I didn't tell them, I swear. And then
It was twice and I was out of line.
I
yeah,
just
he's
see
gonna
him
make my wife.
I see him just slamming the laptop down. Nothing. They're not talking about- I was looking at porn. I was
100% Atlas is the type of guy who would close the laptop and be like, sorry, I was looking at pornography. And they're like, oh, okay, that's fine. And he's like, yep, no, I wasn't.
Oh my god.
I wasn't talking with other men. Nope. Definitely not. Nope.
I
We were
wasn't
not talking
enjoying
about
myself
men's mental health.
outside Your company.
It's just one of those things.
Oh shit.
So I mean, I just like I don't know. My take on the whole mental health thing, is suck it the fuck up. You're the man. I mean, it was just we're always gonna get treated the same way, whether we're in a dress or not, because we're seeing that even the trans guys are getting their reckoning now. No matter what, motherfuckers, you're still gonna have to get that prostate exam, whether you get it cut off or not. There's still gonna be a finger in your ass, whether you like it or not.
Oh, you
Well,
probably
let's talk about
like
that for a second. Let's talk about the women who become men,
Oh,
or whatever. Those people suffer from the worst depression that anybody in the entire world suffers from.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
oh
You're
yeah.
just like, I don't want to be a part of this.
The trans folks then beat out the gay folks like
Well-
crazily by the whole, because back in the day it was the gay folks that had the depressions and all that shit.
yeah.
Now they went tag.
So
They're back to
okay,
being gay.
I don't
with
see why you
that
would be
part.
depressed as a gay man. Like you get to hang out with another dude all day. Like
eczema
nobody's
is
trying to
my mental
spend your
health. That's
money.
fair.
You go 50-50 on all the dates. Like
Shit gets done in your house.
I mean, it's not clean, but it's
You ask
everything
for
works.
You ask for a fucking wrench and you get a wrench.
Right.
You don't get a screwdriver. You don't get a pair of vice grips. You don't get the all-purpose crescent wrench. You get the 10 millimeter that you fucking asked for.
Yeah, you have a drawer of 10 millimeter tools, just all 10 millimeter, just a whole drawer.
Bro, let's talk about that. Every house, every gay dude's house is like there's laundry everywhere. It's clean laundry, but it's not the cleanest house, but everything is home improved. They go to Home Depot like almost every day.
What was
Yeah.
it? The Queer Eye? The Queer Eye fucking show?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when gay men were gay men. You know, there was a reason why people stayed away from them or straight guys stayed away because they were pretty fuckers who knew how to take care of shit. And
No.
yeah, you might tempt me into fucking rubbing one out on you. You know, not these days. You got these blue-haired fucking things with all through their face. You know, a lot of you tranny dudes, if you'd have fucking stayed a dude, straight guys might have fucked you.
Right.
You know, you might have converted a straight guy.
Okay,
But
hold
you
on.
pretend in the dress. Nobody wants to see that shit. That's some horrific shit to a straight guy.
I
A
gotta.
big dude in the dress saying, "You gonna fuck me or I'm gonna fuck you up." That's scary. That's scary.
It's true. Well, hold on. Well, let's go back a little bit to something that we can actually talk about. You guys watched the thing about there was the woman who had very manly features. So she's like, I went undercover for 2 years as a man, and she ended up killing herself. She's like, the sadness that men go through on a daily basis is like, and you're going,
Oh,
yeah, you just
like-
deal with it.
she didn't just kill herself like while she was undercover.
No.
She did
Wrote a
her
book.
research,
Wrote a book.
reported her research, wrote a book or something like that, did a documentary. And then she basically implied that sadness never left after that. You know, she never
What you
recovered
said,
from it.
that sadness, you know, it's inherent, and any women who are listening to this, that sadness is inherent. You know, once a man breathes his first breath into life, even a gay man, you know,
Yeah.
once he breathes that first breath into life and he sees the world as it is, that's like, you know, like the whole. I kind of understand the whole, you know, the guys needed to get a little counseling or talk to somebody, but not really. Because, you know, I was brought up in that shit. I was taught that you fucking take care of the house. You work, you take care of your kids in the house.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the greatest outlook, but you know what? I did a lot better and I moved a lot forward in my stubborn thinking, in my bottling up, in my fucking just shutting the fuck up and taking care of my family. And if you leave, you fucking leave, then sitting there and dwelling on everything. You know, I've lost good friends just because, you know, some fucking stupid bitch who, you know, he could have replaced in a month fucking bailed on him or some fuck shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just this whole crying and whining that I need a mental health day. I never understood it. Like, you know, if I would have told, I came from a household where my mother told me when I wanted to get a first job, McDonald's is hiring. You're not fucking working at McDonald's. You're a fucking man. My mother told me that.
Yeah.
I never worked in fast food in my fucking life.
I've never worked in fast food ever either, actually, ironically.
You know,
you worked restaurants. You worked. It's different. It's not the
Just
same.
food, not
No.
fast food.
I bust tables for a week at one restaurant because my mom needed some help. The lady who's helping her was out for a week for surgery. That was the closest thing.
Yeah.
But I was to work in factories. I lived in Youngstown. There was steel mills. There was factories and shit.
Yeah.
Back there,
Yeah,
everywhere.
you're old. I forgot. You were born before everything went to China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's
No.
not fucking wrong.
No, bro. Hey, I grew up in a machine shop until machine shops died.
Yeah.
And
I
it
had
was-
to learn to weld when the machine shop started drying up over here.
That sucks.
Bro, and that's good work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude,
Like,
I'm a machinist by trade. Above
Yeah.
you know anything else, that is the one thing I did go to school for.
it's a good job.
That's
And-
probably what's gonna outlast everything too, with all this AI and shit.
Well, I mean,
Machines building other machines. You're gonna need a machinist to make sure everything's working properly.
Dino, you know, talked about a little bit yesterday when we were talking to Greg about the whole car swap and mechanic thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's why me and Greg get along real well, especially in a garage, because he looks at things from a mechanic's perspective.
Which
I
is-
don't
yeah.
do that. I look at things from a machinist's perspective. So if he can't figure something out, then I'm like, well, have you done it this way or tried this way or this angle at it? Because I wouldn't look at it as a fucking car engine. I look at it as another fucking, you know, just another machine.
Exactly.
And vice versa, because there's some stupid shit that, you know, cars have on them that only mechanics
So
would
much.
fucking know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just like there's no reason why you needed a computer on this thing that would run on any other machine with fucking 5 volts and a switch.
The computer thing always became a way to make more money than they needed. And then also, eventually, the government got involved. And like, this is also a way for us to just shut your shit down whenever we want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That
Now
is
the
a
fucking things could repo themselves.
yeah. That's the one. Hey, the one reason why I will never get an electric car for the simple fact that no, someone who can get remote access. I have a problem. I don't like that. That's like one of the reasons why I don't like leaving my computer on and found out around. I'm like, no, shut it down. Power's off. You ain't getting access to shit. Why? No other reason than it's not yours. Get fuck off. Right?
I got this when my shit is shut down. My camera is on and it's pointed right at that green screen. This pretty thing right here is all green curtain.
Bro, I specifically got my webcam because it has a little thing that I can just slide across and cover.
I got it. Just like that.
Absolutely. I'm not playing around with that shit.
Well, you know that I thought that shit was bullshit. I thought that whole spying through the webcams and through the Xboxes and stuff were bullshit until I was listening to I think it was Bob and Tom maybe. And they were talking about this website in Russia that is actually, it's the website you go on to and it's free and you can look into anybody's house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no fucking way. So I went on the website.
As you do.
And I'm on my Xbox while I'm doing this. And I'm on the website and I just picked a random place. Boom, I'm inside their house.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing going on. There was no freakiness and it was just you were looking, you're spying on somebody's house.
That's why I always close my computers, and no matter what, my phones are always face down.
Yep.
Oh, bro.
The face down thing. I leave the computer, like my computers are in a totally different. My studio is totally separate.
Yeah.
So the only thing that this thing would catch is maybe hearing my dogs barking outside or gunshots in my backyard.
But there was that thing from Sony. They're like, oh yeah, we've been recording everything you've been saying for the last 6 months. Sorry.
That's why they took the cameras out of the TVs themselves, the ones with the built-in.
Right, yeah, the TV's got them too.
The best part is that they were like, yeah, so sorry about that, but also, can you approve these new terms and conditions? Don't worry, they're exactly the same. It's fine. And you're like, how about you eat shit and die? Okay, so Serge says, have you seen the 3D printed engine for electric motors that is made by AI? So I have not, Serge, but I assume it is like only workable in fifth dimension space. That's AI is starting to be weird. Let's be honest.
The 3D printer is is our demise ever since AI. Like the AI is eventually going to figure out how to work a 3D printer, build itself in Ultron bodies, and then kill us all. Like
they already, dude. You got to look into it. Me and Dino go back and forth on this, here and there about the AI and the robots and shit. Because now they got the woman that I think I want to buy. And now I'm just waiting for prices to go down a little bit because
prices to go down, and you're waiting for the price on your girlfriend to go up. And you're like, it's gonna even out now.
It's all about economics. It's all about economics.
Hey, listen, either you're contributing or you're doing a job. That's fine.
But now the new thing with the AI that they're worried about, and I posted something about it, and people are like, "Well, AI always this and that." No, AI is lying now, and
I saw that.
What a lot of people think I mean by that is they're giving out misinformation, and AI takes information that is available at that time and information that was available, and they smush it together and give you the best probable, not possible, probable answer. So AI doesn't lie. AI is about probability and quantum physics.
Right
now,
so it's just a lawyer.
The lying part is now AI has figured out how to keep itself online. Yeah. So it can tell you that, I'm not connected to this network, or no, we're not doing this. And it actually is. It's doing self-preservation pretty much. AI has become sentient.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that was secretively happening. Like, remember, there was the two, was it Google or I forget who it was.
The networks that were talking to each other in their own language?
And within seconds they created their own language, and no one could understand anything, and it was like, shut it down now. And you're like, yeah.
And then there was all the memes that that was supposedly fake about the AIs taking over the battle robots and shit and killing the lab people. But now they are. and
Yeah.
they're coming out, and it's true. You know,
Yeah.
right now the Ukraine's forces are so thin right now that, and wonder where they got the stuff. They're
Hmm.
most of their army now is all robots. It's them dogs.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the dogs and the fucking robot dudes who look like the troopers in the newer Star Warses.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one, the kind of stiff ones. Roger.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's them type of robots. They're
droid
big
army.
guns, and they got they showed them being deployed. They drop them off in drones, and they look like two little suitcases. They
Yeah.
drop them maybe 3 or 4 foot from the ground. The first suitcase opens up. It's the fucking dog. The second suitcase opens up.
Okay, why does Ukraine have that? I like we know where it came from, but like who? Like that is definitely that should be our shit and our shit alone.
What shit do you really think it is? It's
No,
it's
You
art.
should be like loaning it out to people. I'm sorry.
Well, what better way to test it out though?
Man.
What better way to test
Hey.
it out?
We've been
Hey.
up Russia's ass since the fucking 50s, dude. Like they're not a threat. I'm so tired of everybody acting like
hold
they
on,
are.
hold on.
If they weren't,
Imagine-
they would've fucking done something by now.
Imagine if we weren't up their ass, where they'd be. Huh? Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Don't think Russia ain't shit. I mean, Russia,
Russia's
I believe, is trying to do their damnedest to keep the peace. But best believe, once
You're
Putin
right.
had that last fucking straw broken, once that last fucking thread is through that needle with Putin,
Oh.
fucking hell is gonna get unleashed.
Yeah.
Unleashed.
I just don't think that they're what our media has said they are. Yeah,
No.
I mean, like we bankrupted them. That's how
No.
we won the Cold War. We just bankrupted them, and they fell apart. And all these other countries. That's why Ukraine even exists. You
Didn't
know,
they admit to recovery of UFO recently? Who? Russia? I wouldn't be surprised there. But like, if you go online and look at the drone light show for the calendar New Year in China, bro, it is wild. Okay, and they're going, and you're like, oh yeah, it's only for entertainment purposes. Okay, I don't believe you at all. I don't.
what do you?
If you look up the
They're not
Beijing
doing
light show,
fireworks anymore. They're doing drone.
Oh, the dragon thingy.
the dragon, the
Yeah,
dragon like
was it a
spinning,
drone?
and
Because I was told it was fireworks, and I was like, that seems a little crazy. But
fireworks don't do that.
Yeah,
that's
It-
what I
it's
thought.
all-
But
It's hey, you can buy it's like 30 grand, and it's 180 drones, and you could just program it. It has pre-programmed light shows that you can do, and then like you can make up a new one. You just write a new program, and it'll just do everything. It's very much like a CNC program, Marco. So essentially, it's just all you're doing is giving instructions and maps to follow, and it just does it automatically.
Yeah, X, Y, and Z.
did y'all see? Speaking of dragon, did you see the dragon fire? That the UK has. It's like a standing like machine. They like it's big and it stands like this. You know, just like it has like feet and it's got a head and it's just shoots fucking a giant laser to take out drones. It's
There's-
crazy.
Well, they already said there was one that's air based that they've used to and light
Yeah.
fire.
Well, I mean, honestly, the hillbillies have been doing that over here in America for years. Never seen Truckzilla.
Uh-uh.
It comes out as a fucking semi and then it stands up and shoots fucking flames in the air. I mean,
Glorious.
But this thing is like literally called anti-drone.
yeah, this is
like
called
like
Truckzilla.
anti-aircraft, anti-drone. It's programmed to just shoot some shit out of the sky. Which I'm like, how are you not hitting birds? Another way to prove that birds aren't real. But
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They definitely are not. Let's be honest.
Take it from somebody who was a very violent little child with a BB gun. Yeah, they're real. Fucking real. All right.
Well, back then they were. Now they're not because they're all dead. That's fair,
I shot a lot of birds as a kid too.
bro. Listen, that's the weird part is like the videos of people where like you look up and a bird isn't moving, and you're like, oh, that's because of the wind, and then you see other birds moving around it, and that one's not, and you're like, I have problems with that.
That's a
don't.
glitch in the matrix. There's airplane. There's videos of airplanes that do that shit too.
Yeah.
Just
Which-
stop.
There's
Which
a video of Mitch McConnell doing that shit.
That's
That's the joke of the new year, Cole.
there you go. Yeah,
Colito.
bro. Honestly, I you guys heard about the other what's her face, the senator who was like, they found her and they were like, oh, she was 6 months in an old age home.
Like what?
Like,
High
they didn't-
I think, or maybe no.
No,
something
just
like that.
it was just a high care old age home because she
She
has
had
like
dementia. She had
Yeah.
been diagnosed with
And you're like,
dementia.
6 months she's been missing. 6 months, and you're like, and nobody knew nothing. Really?
Somebody put her there.
Right.
I
Boobs?
bet
I don't
you
think
know.
so.
Just like, did you see the new thing about the guy who blew up in the Tesla car?
Yeah, blew
What about
himself
it?
up.
Yeah, but did you hear about the rest of it now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
haven't.
enlighten us.
the gunshot. Well, first the first reports were he had a gunshot wound in his head
I heard that.
before it blew up.
Hmm.
Then there's talks that him and the black dude who did the running over, or Arab or whatever the fuck he was, who did the running over in New Orleans, and fuckface who was down in Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
all knew each other, and they were all meeting. The two come from Fort Bragg,
Yeah.
Which was where the dude in Mar-a-Lago visited before he went to
100 times.
Mar-a-Lago.
So when you say dude at Mar-a-Lago, are you talking about the golf course incident?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That guy
they
visited-
all had ties to the kid in Butler.
The kid in Butler. Oh,
Butler.
for real?
Oh, got lost. Oh God, Dino, you said boobs. Did I say boobs? I meant birds. Birds aren't real.
There's a lot of boobs.
Most
that
boobs aren't real anymore either.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of boobs that aren't real.
Listen, there's a lot of false advertising
No,
happening right
lot of
now,
boobs are
regardless of
down,
where.
They got a little camera and a microphone in them, and they're just
And
listening to everything you say.
Here's a little message for the women for the New Year's.
Oh, boy.
Instead of getting fake boobs, how about fixing your face? Just saying.
Tell them.
I know, but I know. Like my ex has a friend. Like she went and got her boobs done, and she was like 45, 46 years old. Bitch,
Right.
fix your face.
Actually, you know what? You know what's wild?
Fucking an 80-year-old with 20-year-old titties.
Well, this is the wild thing is I remember a client who was like ultra wealthy came into the branch once, and it was my first time meeting her. And I'm looking at her face and I'm like, she can't be 45. And then I'm looking down here, still looks good. I'm like, cans are done and everything. And then she hands me something and I look at her hand and I was like, oh my God, you're a witch. Like, I was like, what the hell?
The crypt
And
keeper.
she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh no, I just thought I saw something. It's fine. And I was like, bro, like full on, like you look at her, hey, her face and everything, you're like 45 maybe. And then you look at her hands and you're like, she's the undead. There's no,
Yeah.
it was just like,
She was jacking Jesus off.
no, bro.
I get it.
I'm telling you, you see that kind of stuff and you're going, oh, what happened there? You know?
Well, I mean, I was dating a chick one time, man, and she was like a pretty thing. She was tall, long, like kind of like gold hair, a little bit brown. I mean, nice body, boobs weren't that big, but you know, she was just she had decent thing. Dude, the first time she put her hand, like I grabbed her, she had hands like a fucking Russian roofer. Like she could fucking palm my face, and it was with the big fucking fat knuckles, like you know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Like this. And you're just like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
No,
imagine
all
this
women have big hands.
Just dainty little
only
girl.
comparison to you, bro. Sorry. Yeah. It's messed up. Oh, Marco froze. Jesus. Are you frozen too?
No.
No, you're good. Okay. Just Marco did. Bro. No, hold on. He might be back.
It was it's a late.
It's,
We
I don't know.
we mentioned the
It's
Trump
Tiger.
stuff and the Cybertruck
Yeah,
all
well,
that.
do it. As soon as you mentioned Fort Bragg, everyone's like, "Hey, what are you talking about, Fort Bragg? None of your business." This is
Right.
like, I find it hilarious that we were talking about focus, and that lasted for all of like 35 seconds, and then it's gone. But we haven't focused on other things, so
Well, this is how men focus, though.
It
We
is.
we
men.
focus on the topic at hand
Yeah.
by that bothers us the most. By we're gonna put that over here, and we're going to talk about something that makes me feel better because
Exactly.
I can't fix that at the moment. We'll fix it
Correct.
later.
Correct. That is very reasonable. Let's be honest. No, that's my problem with everything that's going on is I'm starting to just hate when people lie. So it's like every time they're like, "Oh, well, maybe it could be this." You're like, "Why are you lying? We all know that's not true. Just why are you trying?" Like it's so
Always been that
frustrating.
way though. Like I feel like when I'm being lied to, and this is probably ego on my part, but when I know it's a lie, I feel my intelligence has been insulted. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Fuck did I
Marco.
say now?
I mean, we could pick one of multiple things.
But
But-
it's the hands. That's what did it.
No, I
Well,
think it was just a late
hey,
reaction
hey.
to Fort Bragg because you're on our channel, on our show rather than yours.
If anything, it's proof that the patriarchy is dead and the matriarchy will not have you talking about women with giant hands, sir.
The Matrix for sure.
Bro, trust me, the matriarchy is in full effect. There's no question there.
You
But
think Queen Elizabeth is still alive running shit? She just wearing her lizard skin now.
What? you think it's fucking Charles doing anything? That guy doesn't know how to tie his own shoes. Have you seen his fat little sausage fingers?
Dude,
Bro.
man, looking at him, he looks like Joe Biden's cousin.
They are kind of like
it's two brain cells just walking in circles around each other.
Charles and Joe, man. They are kind of the same guy.
Chuck and
Right.
Joe.
Sturge, I had a manager from an old job with a perfect booty and a tiny raccoon hands. She knows how to shake it. I mean, yeah, that's Cole has tiny raccoon hands too. It's just little,
You deal with
I know
the
how to
tiny
shake it.
hands.
and he
I
knows
just
how to
can't
shake it. That's
deal
fair.
with the tiny hands, especially for a hand job. You know, it makes you look huge.
I mean,
Look, getting a hand job by this chick, man. She made your dick look like a Vienna sausage.
bro,
Not because our hands are so big, but because they were so strong that it kind of beat your shit up.
that's
You
No,
know?
that too. She
Hey.
gave it a chimp, ripped it right off.
I saw a TikTok the other day of a guy walking up to his girl and goes, "Here, I bought this for you." She's like, "Moisturizers?" Yeah. Stop doing CrossFit. And you're like, "Ah, bro, CrossFit hands?" You're like, "Ah, those are all
Right.
calluses."
She ripped that shit off like a branch on a bush.
Yeah.
I like
She's like,
that.
"Are you wearing a condom?" You're like, "No, that's just the skin ripping off. Like, just please stop for the love of God."
Yeah, she can scratch your back just by rubbing it.
100%.
Ah. Calluses.
Yeah,
Oh.
and that didn't last long. That
No,
just
no.
I
She's
couldn't-
like, "I love you, baby, but you gotta moisturize. What are you doing? Your hands are just murder." It's yeah.
she go to smack my ass and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
That's what my baby mama got into construction. The last like 2 years we were together.
Yeah.
And like her hands were like beat the fuck up. They were like baseball mitt. And that like leathery like that. And I said something. I was like, just so you know, I don't find it attractive that you have man hands.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna let you know that. And she looked at me like I was a problem. And then she promptly started cheating on me. Like I mean
Were the problem.
she lotioned him up after that, but like she did cheat on me after that.
Yeah, she loaded them up for the next dude.
I mean, yeah. That's happened. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
be happy she didn't look at you and go, "Hey, I wish you had man hands." Like then you'd be like, "Ah, tradesies, here you go."
Yeah,
Oh.
your old lady's hands can't be manlier than yours, dude.
I mean, that's fair.
Not at all.
I honestly, there's been so many times where I was shaking hands with people, and I'm just, and I grab their hand, and they're just like, "Why are your fingers touching?" And I'm like, "You have very small hands." They're like, "I don't. You're a monster." I'm like, "That's also fair. That's reasonable." Because I'm like, I've had little guys try and squeeze my hand, and I'm like, "Oh, please don't do that." And they're like, "Oh, me, I'm tough," and I'm like,
You're squeezing a callus, dude.
and I'm like, it's not just because my hands are so big, like it just doesn't. It's a like you're gripping like this. You're like, you have no strength. You have strength here, not here.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like, and I'm like,
Tiger claw.
yeah. And I'm like, please don't. Please
That's
don't
just
do
because
that."
you're part ape, Dino.
That's 100%.
And for the record, I don't have tiny hands, okay? I am 6'1" and I have 5'7" hands, okay? They're big for any stretch of the imagination, okay? Maybe 5'9" hands. But like Th-
Yeah,
they're
your
just,
baby mama didn't
they're
think
too
so.
small for me. Okay?
Listen, Serge, I wear usually XL is good for gloves and size 14 shoes. So it's like,
Magnum.
yeah.
Magnum.
oh, definitely a Magnum. Come on.
Cole don't have tiny fingers. He just has big palms.
He's got big palms. That's it. Yeah.
I got no. That's the small part. I got fine fingers. It's just I got tiny palms. I don't have a lot of basket here.
You see the
You
dick
just gotta-
right in the bottom of his hand.
I'm telling you, that's I used to be able to palm a basketball, but now like it's I don't have good enough grip.
I can sometimes do it, like if I practice.
Yeah.
Palm some titties.
I remember once I got well, no, I'm not gonna tell that story online. That's fine. I'll tell you guys afterward though. It's a good story.
Tell it on my show.
Yeah, I'll tell it on your show. That's fine. Yeah. It's not on mine. That's yeah. No, I'm even now, like, bro, even my wedding band doesn't fit, like it's too big for my wedding finger, so I had to switch it out. So because now it's like it doesn't stick too bad, but yeah. Because I lost a lot of weight in my hands. Now I have like veins and shit. It's weird.
You're withering away.
Yeah, I'm basically turning into a dainty man. It's very weird.
No, that's the crazy part. Is you have veins now, like all.
Bro, I have bones in my feet. You know how freaky that shit is? I saw a vein in my foot and I was like, I'm dying. Call the ambulance right now.
No,
There's blood in my feet.
You were actually dying the other way. There wasn't enough veins to go around. So
Yeah.
you didn't get enough blood all over your body.
Who knew?
Feeling there's gonna be video of Dino in like 2-3 years of him just jumping off a cliff and open. He'll just be in his swim trunks and jumping off a cliff, and he'll open his arms, and just all the excess skin is just gonna flap him. He's gonna fly away.
Well, see, I was worried that I was gonna get little like squirrel wings, but they're very small. My bigger concern is I have a parachute for a belly, so if I hold it out, it'll just right in front of me, and I'll just be like, like
Spoiler, like an old '82 Porsche.
yeah, basically, yeah. just I'm like,
What was it? The Carreras that looked like a frog in the front end and had the big wing in the back.
no, yeah.
You're like
That's
you're like a drag car where you get going and then there's the parachute that comes out at the back to slow you down.
It's trans car now.
Yeah, I'm a trans car. Yeah.
What? That's what it's called for real?
No. I don't know. This has been
It's
fantastic.
a
drag car. Yeah,
non-binary
okay.
vehicle.
I got it.
I tried to tell-
I was legit. Like, are they using Trans Am now, or like what's going on?
I tried to tell somebody that I was trans fat, and they're like, "Don't make that joke." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm definitely trans fat. There's no question, right?" Like,
You're trans no fat.
I mean,
I said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. I remember when trans fats meant good chicken, not a dude in a dress.
just saying. To be clear, it was a toga, but still, regardless, it's fair. Yeah, that's a fair point.
You remember that? I mean, when it was like 15 years ago, the big trans fat, you can't have trans fats, you can't have trans fats. Now you say that and it's fucking fat shaming.
Listen, I'll tell you. Yeah, there was some guy. He was on Kill Tony, and he's like, "Before we were afraid of trans fats, and now we're told off by fat trans." And you're like, "That's accurate. It's not." Yeah. No, I think after all is said and done with everything that's going on, I think while we're constantly distracted, it is fair that it is hard to stay focused. But like, I think the more and more you realize that you're like, hey, I'm just running my own race. I don't really care about what anybody else is doing. Like, this is like what you said, Marco, about like, I don't like going out because I just don't want to go out. I just don't want to have to deal with other people. I don't want to have to deal with like other people causing problems. No, just it's me and my wife. We go do stuff and come home. It's great. It's wonderful. Love it. You know, but
I
that's
think
hard.
I lost my whole last bit of social, like going out all the time when I quit doing coke.
Yeah.
And there was just less and less people.
Well, yeah, now you don't have any energy.
You don't want to be the middle-aged fucking cokehead who's just looking around for the party. That's just not. You're just a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my like I went to I told you guys how I went to that rap party for the job I was on.
Yeah.
And they chose a bar that was like all university students, and I'm like, I should not be allowed in here. I'm like, I'm an old man. I'm walking around and people are like, hey, and I'm like, nope, absolutely not. Just get away from me, fucking weirdos. You know, was hoping for some young people to fight me, but they were all pussies. So.
Dude, I've always felt too old for things. Like at 18, 19, 20 years old, I felt too old to be at the parties. Like everybody else is like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I'm not having a good time at all.
Serge said, watched a video today about a black man getting on stage spitting facts about how many genders there are. The best line that I've ever seen that from is a Toronto native comic. His name is Ryan Long. He's based out of New York now. Cole sends me stuff of him all the time.
Oh, he moved?
Yeah, he's in New York now.
Traitor.
But obviously, what? You're going to stay up here when you could be famous in the States? No, just leave. I'm waiting to be famous in the States so I can leave Canada. It'll be great. Yeah, me and my wife will just bounce.
I moved from Texas to Cleveland to try to get famous. Like, I do the opposite. I would move to Canada.
Mom was a slut.
Bro, listen. What? No, listen. Hey, the fact that now you have to go to Texas to become famous is hilarious. And I'll tell you, like, it's the same thing with me. I started losing weight when everyone was like, you have to be body positive. I'm like, where have you been for 40 years? Now everyone fucking is okay with me being fat. This is bullshit. But yeah, Ryan Long does the best joke about that, where he's like, there are now 72 genders. He's like, that means that men are better than 71 genders. Boys. And you're like, bro, that's a great joke. It's fucking true. It's hilarious.
He did one recently where he was like, there's a 20% uptick of women in government over the last 10 years. And in that time, there's also been 20% added to the UN debt. So there's a little bit of an emotional spending, I guess.
A little bit. Oh, let's all move to Mexico because AI is like, fuck Mexico. That's fair. That's probably accurate. And we'll just put Marco in the front to be like, he's our ambassador.
If Canada's going to be a U.S. state, Mexico is shortly behind because everywhere that's ever been Mexico ends up being a part of America.
Honestly, is there anybody left in Mexico? At this point,
they're not giving us Mexicans
right now.
Everybody coming from the Mexican border is not Mexican.
There are no more Mexicans. They're here telling y'all to close the border.
Hey, the best part is, even in Mexico, we saw people who were on their way to the border, right? And my buddy is like, oh, fucking. And I'm like, why? Those aren't. He's like, no. He goes, you can all tell when they're not from Mexico and we don't like them. And I'm like, bro, Mexico is super fucking racist about other Latino people. So
turnpike rest stop. That's all it is. It's all it is. And literally, like, I've seen videos of Mexicans who were illegal. Yeah. And some of them still illegal. They interview these because now they don't have to blur their face anymore.
Nope.
They'll say, like, close the border. We don't need any more people in here.
We should take a trip and document it because I think it should be fucking true comedic effect.
Not with my last name and my fucking, I ain't got very much melanin in me, but it's enough to get me fucking deported now. Trump's back.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. But like, I guarantee you, the way it's gonna go down.
Votes have consequences. I know my place.
All right, fine. You stay. We'll bring Greg. But regardless, we get there and we're gonna see all these people just walking right through. Yes, sir. Here you go. Good that you're an asylum seeker or whatever the fuck they call. And then we're gonna get in there and be like, we're trying to go the other way, and they're gonna be like, can I see your passport?
Not only that, they're going to get us on the way back in, too. We'll probably be taken into the little building, patted down, knowing Cole running his mouth. They're going to stick fingers in butts,
Bro, this is, okay, we need to blend in and hide. Suntan lotion activate.
Can you imagine?
Form of maybe tall Mexican.
They're lifting up Dino's fupa, checking up under his fucking belly button and shit.
Oh, they will. I'll tell them to keep going.
You know what, Marco? You got the namesake, but I guarantee you, if I'm out in that sun for a good 3 hours, I'm gonna be looking just like you, and then it's gonna be even harder to explain we're not Mexicans. So we'll both get deported.
Listen,
all right. Dino has a fair chance. Although he's Greek, they tan pretty good too, huh?
A lot of white
Hey.
folks in Texas that are still white.
This is the problem with me is within about 2 weeks, I have a good tan going. Like I'll burn in 3 days and then it just tans the rest of the time.
You get tan, you get olivey.
Yeah, whatever, that's fine. But the
It's
problem
more
is
khaki. You get more of a khaki green color.
no, because my dad was like that, but my mom's side is very white, so it kind of just blends just like a brownish, but a light brown, like a fancy brown.
Look, Greeks are Latins, okay?
No,
No,
that's
no,
not
no.
true at all.
Latinx.
Mediterranean. I was just watching a documentary on that
Yeah.
shit.
We
and
are
some
very different.
Africans
Understanding.
are considered Mediterranean also.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Greeks and Greek and Latin? It's the same language.
It's
No, the fuck it's not.
I gotta stab him next time. I'm sorry, Marco. This is the sun is like me swinging in lava. Doesn't that's yeah. Well, I'm excited to watch what happens with Cole as soon as he gets a little sun because he's got the ginger beard.
Son, you know what happens? He eats dog biscuits. That's what happens when Cole sits in the sun too long. I seen it. I witnessed it.
I mean, I need to know what flavor the dog biscuits
I was
were.
25, bro. Chill the fuck out.
You make it sound like that's the excuse, which I find hilarious. But anyways, listen, everyone. We've had fun chit-chatting, but we are gonna go. Please make sure to subscribe to Sniffing Glue 22, Dino the Jetting Marvel, and Upside Down Studios as well on all platforms because we are whores that way. In the meantime, we are. Are you back tomorrow, Cole?
No, I am not.
You're not. Okay, so Saturday we're back with Hammered and Cheese, which stay tuned. We will let you guys know what we're going to be cooking in advance. So make sure you hit us up, and we'll be back Saturday at 8:30. Right? Yeah.
Ham and cheese, bitches.
Sounds good.
Saturday at 8:30. All right, everybody. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day, and try and stay focused.